Welcome to the Dangerous Grounds Network, the #1 online radio network in the world. 100% American Badass. Sponsored by Madison Rising. Kings Hollow. Redcon One Music Group. The Veteran Exchange. Combat Flip-Flops. Branded Warriors, Inc. Let's get dangerous.
The directive that you were given. What is your problem, Danger? Why are you still smiling at me, Danger? Stop freaking smiling! Wipe that grin off your freaking face! You understand? Why are you having a problem? Listen to the directives that I'm giving. Why are you having a freaking problem understanding that you're not supposed to smile at a freaking drill sergeant when he's giving you a directive? What is your problem, Private? Sound off! Tell me right now, what is your freaking problem? Why can you not wipe that grin off your face? Get down! Get down! Get down! Get up! You better get down! You better get down! Get down!
There's just so much goddamn weight on my shoulders. All I'm trying to do is live my motherfucking life. Supposed to be happy, but I'm only getting colder. Wear a smile on my face, but there's a demon inside. There's just so much goddamn weight on my shoulders. All I'm trying to do is live my motherfucking life. Supposed to be happy, but I'm only getting colder. Wear a smile on my face, but there's a demon inside.
There's a demon inside. Just like Jekyll and Hyde. All this anger inside. I feel like Jekyll and Hyde. Is there so much goddamn weight on your shoulders that you can't just live your motherfucking life? The story's getting old and my heart is getting colder. I just wanna be Jekyll, but I'm always fighting Hyde. You got rocks in your head, I can hear them rolling round. You can say that you're above it, but you're always falling down. Is there a method to your madness? Is it all about pride? Seems everyone I know, they got a demon inside. There's a demon inside. Just like Jekyll and Hyde. All this anger inside.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another pointless edition of Barracks Lawyers. As always, with me, we have Big Country.
What's up? What's up?
We got Josh Everett.
What's up, guys?
And, of course, Mr. Chris Rivka is back with us today. We're happy to have you back, Chris.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Where you been?
So,
I missed you.
Where have you been?
What do you mean, where have I been? I've always been here. I've been whacking tallies since 1775. That's where I've been.
Fucking hooah.
I'm telling you.
God damn right.
Freedom.
Well, right before the show, me and the guys were talking, and I had this interesting concept. You know, a lot of times, when you're living in the barracks, you're going on dates, you're the guy, you're expected to pay for a lot of shit, right? So what if we had vending machine in each room? And, you know, you had the essentials, you know, like boxes of condoms for sale, Plan B, a little penicillin, you know, and maybe even some Valtrex for some of you fuckers out there, you nasty fucks. But either way, it'd be for sale in your barracks room. You could even keep toilet paper in there. Keep that shit locked up. Don't let her use the good shit. That military issue. You know what I mean? You're going to come back to the barracks for a nice night of debauchery. Well, you just have to know, I paid for dinner. So in order to better protect you, you have to pay for these things right here, vending machine.
Just make sure you got at least 3 or 4 rows of morning after pills.
Exactly. You know, just sprinkle a little bit on her eggs. Hey, baby, here you go. You know, good time.
You're cooking a fancy breakfast. She must have been one good lay if you're cooking eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict. Was it eggs Benedict? Yeah.
I'm like, here's an Eggo waffle, and there's the toaster.
You are one fancy man. I love it.
And don't forget the powdered sugar.
That's true. Powdered sugar is what hides the Plan B.
There you go.
The 50-cent hooker wishing he or she expects $2. Well, Ron, you know, us gentlemen, we call that cab fare. And nowadays we call them an Uber.
Which is way more expensive at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It is. But you see, the minute money exchanges hands, it's technically prostitution. That's right. Barracks lawyer Ron right there. So instead, Uber. Works better. It's how you protect yourself. It is. But we also had another idea that, you know, we were talking about. And I'm going to let, who wants to jump on that one and better explain this odd situation that does arise in the barracks. A lot of time, it's not through marriage, but it does happen. Who wants to elaborate?
Want to play paper, rock, scissors for it?
Well, I think you should lead off with your story there, Brian, because you kind of brought the whole thing together, and we'll elaborate on it from there.
So, all right. So, on these crazy Facebook fucking little videos, you know, I had a couple on there that's been married for a while, you know, got a kid, and they find this other chick, and both of them fall in love with her, and they marry her. So it's like a 3-way marriage type deal, you know. Of course, it's an Arkansas story, so we don't know if it's really her cousin or sister or what the fuck not, because both of them look good. But how, you know, just wondering, you know, how that would look in the military. You know, how would that work in the barracks? You know, out of all places.
I see some combat axes going through legs. Ending.
There has been an upturn in the polyamorous relationships as in the last couple of years. I don't know if it's a trend. I don't know if it's something that the young kids are doing nowadays to kind of spice things up. You know, I guess if I always wanted to spice things up, I just stuck it in her ass. But
yes,
and hold on tight.
Yeah, you hold on real tight. But you know, with these kids nowadays, they identify with fucking whatever. So this polyamory thing is becoming a more popular choice of living arrangement.
That's very true. You know, in my day, you know, we just called it one of two things: negotiating a threesome or fucking swingers.
Like, I just I find it hard just to keep one woman happy. Imagine keeping two of them happy.
Death wish at that.
And imagine a divorce. Like, how would that divorce work? Because that's the cause of all divorces is marriage.
Well, the one good thing out of it was that, I think when the divorce did happen at that point, you'd have a nice three-way split of the children. So no one would ever be overwhelmed. So, do you divorce all three? Is everyone divorced now?
Do you
just pick one?
Do you have to pay for 2 divorces or just one?
And who gets the alimony?
Who gets the child support?
I would think the gender that is less, like, in this case it was a guy and 2 girls. I think the guy should get the alimony. You know what I'm saying?
He should get a crazy check.
What's that?
Yeah.
He should get a crazy check.
Exactly. What the fuck was you thinking?
Right?
I guess it depends on who's getting
certified. Well, we know the 2 girls are getting digged, but
you say but do you ever really?
Nah. It kind of makes me wonder sometimes too, I guess.
Well, you see, we had interesting situations in the barracks. For instance, there was one time that I can recall. Can we use these names yet? I don't know. Is it? We're gonna. Well, yeah. Fuck it. We can. Why not? So I'm in the barracks and I'm hanging out, and we'd had this this relationship with this girl, and it had ended rather abruptly because I slammed my door and locked it. And she had found another guy, and apparently they were engaged. I didn't know this at this point. We were in the same unit and everything. And so she didn't want to go back to wherever her barracks was, so she just went a couple halls, doors down to the right. And I never really cared. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, she comes wandering into my room, and she said that we have a few people over, everything else. Well, they all start to wander out, and leave. And I'm sitting there, and this girl ends up literally getting butt naked, trying to do stuff with me. And I'm just like, no, I know your dude. So long story short, I actually pushed her in the hallway. I was a gentleman. I gave her a pillowcase because
a pillowcase. Notice he said pillowcase, not a pillow.
Well, no, I needed the pillow. I had to sleep that night. I had PT in the morning. And it was too cold to go to Walmart. Or we'd already know how this would have ended. So I just got to push her in the hallway, shut the door, and lock it. The next day, the dude is furious with me, right? See him at PT formation. What the fuck, man? A girl got pushed out of your room naked at 1 in the morning. I'm like, dude, let me tell you this shit. I try to tell him, trying to be a good friend. I did the right thing for once. It's like I didn't drop her off at Walmart, bro. I did you a solid. And he didn't find that as humorous as I intended. But we didn't end up fighting over it. But I tried to tell him, this is honest to God, man, this is what happened. Well, he married the crazy one, and about 3 or 4 years later, he found out she was married to another guy while they were still married.
Oh, wow.
They were in Germany. Don't know how that happened. I don't know how that'd be legal.
Wow.
She did find out that he was married to, she was married to 2 guys, both in the military. So just an odd coincidence when you speak of those kind of situations happening. They do happen. They do.
Jesus Christ. That's not.
I wonder if both guys were getting BAH.
That's kind of what was just going through my mind is how do you explain that when you have to put on your forms who's your wife, what's her social security number, all this shit. You're both collecting benefits for being married.
It's true.
How does that come back at you?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. Some lawyers are getting rich off of that case. Yes, Ron, they probably are. But actually, if it was JAG, no, someone just got some NJP. It was no big deal. Nobody got it.
Yeah, that's one of those things that can probably be charged in both civil and military court.
Yeah.
I think it is illegal across the board. So,
well, I'm pretty sure you'd be defrauding the military, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I would think, yeah, I'm sure they'd get a pretty penny out of you somehow. Well, even could they though? Could they make a civilian back pay that? Because at the time she got out of the military, she was a civilian.
Oh yeah, they can. You're always still part of the system, one way or another, through VA, whatever it is.
True.